Building capacity in cybersecurity at the moment is particularly important because we're at a point of inflection that we haven't been at before. If you think about the first 20 years of building internet, we became dependent upon it in the sense of the developed countries, in the first 2 billion that came online. By the time we get to 2020, there'll be 4 billion people online. This second 2 billion people will predominantly be from developing countries, in which the rate of change and the way they behave is completely different. So the work that we've done so far in building the tools and building cyberspace as it is need to be brought together in such a way that they're relevant and assistive to countries that are seeking to make a new change and to step forward into these new technologies. They have arguably a greater opportunity. And in that opportunity, we have to meet that by assisting them and building capacity. No one organisation, even Oxford's Cybersecurity Centre or Microsoft, can do this alone. What we have to do is find a way to collaborate and bring together all the relevant interests so we can create a skill set that helps to build it. So the challenge perhaps is a challenge of collaboration. Can we come together and in the right way can we work out how to partner with these countries and assist them to grow and help leaders within regions to help other countries to grow? This is about helping each other to help the next person in the chain. Business and government have been working together for a long time, and we've learned how to do this. The challenge really is how to make this focused in such a way as to build capacity. Now, some of this is about aligning the priorities that we have. In business, we are motivated by products and sales and the growth of business across the many markets of the world. In government, there's a responsibility for the citizen. Well, it turns out that the government's citizen concern is actually the same as our customer concern. And as we focus that within the different countries, that gives us a platform on which we can come together. What we need to use are as many international fora as we can to establish common standards and common mechanisms that are straightforward to adapt and adopt. And we need to make sure that as we build these facilities are available for people to share and collaborate with, such that as ICT evolves and expands and is picked up across this ever-growing number of people online, that they have the same access. And so it is a joint responsibility between governments and industry to come together and find out the most practical fora in which we can deliver solutions. So in Microsoft, we're addressing the challenge of the growth of cyberspace and the new members of it in a number of different ways. If we think purely about the way that our company is perceived, we have an initiative called For Africa, which is an example of looking at an entire continent and all the people and countries of that continent in such a way as to say, how can we help in the use of ICT? How can we help women in ICT? How can we help in education? How can we help to protect children? Or the generation of apps which are particularly relevant in those sorts of contexts. So in a very broad sense, that is about cyberspace capacity, making sure that those that are becoming part of cyberspace do so in a very collaborative way and come online in the most advanced and the safest way that we currently know. Now, by the same token, we're also involved with a number of different initiatives and through international organisations around the world. The work that the UK government does through the Cyberspace Conference is a particularly useful thing. The Oxford Cyber Capacity Centre is also an extremely useful vehicle. We also work with the UN and other bodies around the world, World Bank, etc., to make sure that we are engaged in a number of these initiatives. The truth is, this is evolving territory. Each of these major international organisations is looking for a way to deliver success to those who need it most. And so we are looking for specific collaborations which have clear practical outcomes to try and balance the sheer fun that can be had in terms of social and economic benefit of being part of cyberspace with the practical reality of making sure that's a safe thing to do.